count down for you guys.
Alright.
Okay, so I'll count down on 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
It's me, Mario.
Good luck.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so yeah, this is Super Mario and the Grand Star. This hack is a few years old. This is the 116 star category. This is a pretty cool hack. I haven't admittedly played the entire thing myself because I joined this commentary on kind of short notice, but I have played through a little bit of it, and it's a very good hack. It's like one of those hacks with fairly condensed levels. Like the levels are not super huge, which is always nice, and it's like a fairly standard hack as well. Like there's nothing crazy about it in terms of like custom like enemies or power-ups and stuff, which is what I like, honestly. I always like the hacks that are just like basic Mario 64 platforming, but the hacks that have like custom power-ups and enemies and stuff are cool too, but I always like to keep it simple. So this will be a race, and I'm pretty sure they are doing different routes. This is one of the levels I did do, just a basic red coin level, and we're just going Mario Cam here, just to see easier under the hay. So yeah, I'm Andrew AJT. I did the run a little earlier, a couple days ago, for Super Melee Adventure 64, and we have LudwigVonKoopa and RisingPhoenix64 racing here. And they have fairly similar PBs, so this should be an interesting race.
I actually predicted like 3 or 4 hours ago in a no reset run.
Nice, what time do you get?
A 1:50:39, which is
Nice.
maybe by 13 seconds, but in the worst spot I was like 4 minutes behind my PB.
You just had like a sick endgame.
Basically, yeah.
So this was another level I did play through. Kind of like almost a reimagining of Womp's Fortress, just a little bit more large, I guess. Like, you still have your Womp King fight, and you just have all these coins spread out through the level, and if I'm not mistaken, I think you only need 80 coins for the 100 coin star in this, which is always nice.
Here we go.
So this level's pretty easy, but it does get more difficult as we go along. I know one of the later courses is a bit of a difficulty spike. This level's really all about movement. You can use side flips here on Phoenix's stream here just to climb these platforms easier. Yeah, and then Phoenix, as you saw there, skipping the cannon. That's actually how I did it on my first playthrough of this as well. Like, you can use the cannon, but it's easier to just jump down and do a jump kick there. So I think this hack was published in 2020, and I think we're playing on the 1.2 version, which, if I recall correctly, was released in 2021, which is the newest version.
Here we go.
This hack has like a whole story as well, like in the README for the patch. Like there's this whole thing about an alien coming down to invade the Mushroom Kingdom, and Mario's got to stop it.
They pretty much invades Bowser's mind, so Bowser's actually a good guy here.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see Ludwig actually using triple jumps to climb those same platforms. For anyone who doesn't know, with a triple jump you can't grab a ledge out of it for some reason, so that's why you'll see side flips used sometimes, but a triple jump does give a bit more height. And if you can't grab a ledge with a triple jump, you do have the option of doing a wall kick and then holding back towards the ledge, and you can grab it that way. So you may notice every time Mario comes out of the pipe, he looks like all glitchy for a second. I'm not sure if that happens in vanilla, but if it did, you wouldn't be able to see it because Mario would still be behind the painting when you see that. But in a ROM hack, you have all these custom level entrances, so it's something you might notice sometimes. But that's pretty common in many hacks. So really nice by Ludwig there, using a triple jump into a wall kick, kind of like I was talking about, but then also using a ground pound to pick up that red coin. For some reason, when you ground pound, you get a little bit of Mario's like hitbox extends upward a little bit, so you can use that to grab coins. In general, like the coin hitboxes in Mario 64 are always like a little bit weird for some reason, like especially when you're flying with the wing cap, you can grab coins that are like a foot or two above you, which is actually pretty relevant in, I know at least in vanilla speedrunning, you want to keep that in mind in the wing cap stage, and especially in the cloud stage in 120 star, when you have to grab the red coin under the pole, under the cloud, because you want to grab the coin without grabbing the pole, so you want to fly like a foot below the coin so that you can do that without grabbing the pole and losing time. So we got our standard Womp King fight here.
Here we go!
So the movement in this stage is like a little bit repetitive because you're very frequently just going back to the top again, but from what I played with the other stages, they're more flat, so you're not going to be doing the same movement over and over. So it looks like Phoenix is going to, I think, the wing cap stage? Oh, the slide. Okay, this slide's pretty cool. This slide has 2 stars, a red coin star, and then a star at the bottom, and I like the sign at the start of the stage, kind of says, like, don't worry if you miss a red coin, you can still get the other star at the end. It's kind of like a consolation prize if you feel bad about missing the red coins, and obviously we'll be getting both stars. And Ludwig is heading to the slide as well. I do think their routes are going to be slightly different.
Well, later on, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much from Overworld 2 on.
Only Overworld 3.
I think I did Green Toxin on a different spot.
Okay.
And nice slide skip there from Phoenix. I didn't even think to try that. Just not going the intended way down the slide if you just want to get the box star. And what is the difficult stage called? Is it like Astral something?
Astral Trials.
Astral Trials.
Yeah, apparently that's one of the more, or probably the most difficult one.
I mean, technically it's not difficult, but it has like a very, very long star. And failing this one, then like the end of the run hurts. That's also the reason why the route changes, because normally you do this stage last. I do it a little bit earlier to have the resets earlier on. Will lose a little bit of time to castle movement, but I'd rather lose time to castle movement than to losing runs at like the last stars.
Yeah, that's always a consideration with speedrunning. It's like trying to do the difficult stages earlier. So you saw a little bit earlier Phoenix there, crossing the like ice lava gap. It's just kind of precise. Normally you're supposed to go on top of the penguin, then use that to get more height. So from what I played, the red coins are fairly spread out in this hack, which is always kind of a decision I guess the developers have to make. Some hacks have the red coins kind of all in one area, and some of them, like this one, are kind of spread out all over the place.
It's kind of mixed. In a few stages, yes, but in a few stages they're also condensed.
Okay, that's good. It's kind of like Vanilla then, because like Vanilla has like Lethal Lava Land, they're all in the same place, and Tiny Huge Island, but then you have stages like Bomb on Battlefield where there's like one in every corner of the level. I don't know what I prefer. Like, I guess being all over the level is better, but sometimes it's annoying if you can't find like the last one. And I believe this hack was made by Grand Star, is his actual name. I've never actually heard of this developer, but he did a pretty good job on this hack.
This hack is pretty much beginner difficulty.
Yeah, like when I was playing it, I didn't really have any like major issues, and thankfully, like, it's pretty obvious what to do for most of the stars from what I found, which is nice. It's just like a very movement-based hack. So Phoenix using the spin drift there to get to this star for the might not be necessary here, but for those who don't know, when you're spinning like that in the air, you can actually hold the A button to spin faster, which also lets you go farther ultimately because you don't descend quite as fast, I think. Ludwig taking a death, that's a pretty tricky jump with the ice lava. Yeah, you don't always want to hold A because spinning in the air is really slow, so if you don't need it, you don't want to do it, but if you need the extra distance, it can come in handy. Okay, got it second try. So for that ice lava, you go to the side because if you just try to jump, long jump, like on the top, you're not going to get enough distance. So by going on the side, you can kind of extend your long jump a little bit to get more distance. If you try to just long jump normally on the top, then you'll just barely not make it. The way I did it in my casual run-through is I just long jumped off the top of the penguin near the start, which gave me just enough height. We got the wing cap stage here for Phoenix. The cap stars are split up into different stages in this hack. There's really good music in this hack as well. I think the wing cap theme is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So Phoenix going down with the wing cap just to get some speed, and then you can pop back up. So you see Ludwig getting the wing cap text box, like way away from the switch. So if you jump off the wing cap switch, and even with the triple jump with the wing cap, you can delay getting the text box. In vanilla, it's useful because you can grab the star right out of it and completely skip the text box. But here it just delays it because there's no star available yet. So these red coins are a little bit tricky until you find out that you can just long jump to grab all these ledges in this boo stage.
It might seem odd that we go to stage 5 here just for the first 2 stars, but this is because Bowser 1 gets unlocked after 20 stars.
Yeah.
There's just nothing better because stage 1 requires the wing cap, and stage 3 requires the metal cap.
Yeah, that's what I noticed when I played this, and I didn't have the metal cap or vanish cap right from the start because they're in like the second overworld area, but some of the stages that you access early require them for certain stars. And Phoenix about to do the first Bowser fight. So the bombs are really high up in this one, and well, actually that one's not too high. I pretty much just did a blind throw and got lucky, but they know where to throw Bowser.
So now hopefully I don't do the same mistake as I did in like my practice run, because in my practice run I just forgot to do the next stage.
Oh, you just did it out of order?
I just forgot to do the stage, and so I don't have splits for like the next nearly 100 stars.
Oh yeah, because you had to skip like all the splits. So we got our first key here on Phoenix, but we still gotta clean up some of these other stages. So Phoenix gonna try a bomb clip here, just to skip this gate, but the bomb was a little bit too small, so he gave up on it early. But that's okay, we can just get a different star in the meantime. That's one of my favorite things about Mario 64 speedrunning is because you can do some of the stars in various orders. If you mess up one star, you can just go for a different one. And sometimes that loses a very surprisingly low amount of time.
Here we go!
So attempt 2 with the bomb clip here. Yeah, a little bit early. Yeah, Koopa's right here, so we can just pick it right up with this star. And I'm not sure about this hack in particular, but Koopa usually does have a little bit of rubber banding AI, so you want to finish the race as soon as possible. And nice there from Ludwig getting the bomb clip. I know in vanilla Mario 64, I don't know the exact numbers, but I think like every second that you finish the race faster, Koopa will finish like maybe a third of a second faster, or like 0.3. So it's not too big of a deal, but it does make a little bit of a difference. And there we go, Phoenix getting the bomb clip as well. There might be a bit of delay for the commentary. Right now the timer's at 20:30, 31, 32, but I am watching their streams like through a direct feed, so hopefully it shouldn't be too bad.
Here we go!
All the NPCs are so friendly in this hack. The Bob-omb buddies are like, oh, feel free to use the cannon whenever you like, and you got the toads in the overworld helping you out as well. Okay, not much delay, that's good. Okay, so I might have missed it, but Ludwig, did you open the cannon while you were doing the Koopa race?
Yes.
Yeah, that's smart. That's interesting.
Well,
It's a
I
different
don't
strat.
even know if it's smart. I'm not sure if that's the strat.
Yeah, I guess it's probably pretty close either way. Like, I know in vanilla it's worth doing because if you don't do that, then you wait quite a long time at the top of the mountain for Koopa. This one you don't have to wait too long. But if you can get back up there quickly, it might be worth it. A little bit of an accidental ground pound from Phoenix, but that's no big deal. Accidental ground pounds when you're trying to long jump are really easy to do by accident in Mario 64 because I believe the way it works is if you press A and Z at the same time, the A press is prioritized by the game, so that's why you get a ground pound. And for the long jump, you're supposed to press Z and then A slightly after, but just by pressing them at the same frame, you get the ground pound, which is just like a very irritating thing that can happen when running Mario 64, because you lose all your speed as well when that happens, but it's just a small mistake, obviously.
Here we go!
There's a few places in at least vanilla and some other hacks where if you accidental ground pound, it could be kind of a significant mistake, like if you really needed the momentum on the long jump to clear a gap, or worst case scenario, if you do the accidental ground pound on like a breakable block, then obviously you'll fall. Okay, so we got the metal cap stage and fairly standard ROM hack mechanic here, using the metal cap to lava boost our way for the coins.
So there is a strat, hopefully Ludwig can throw it in the metal cap, that you only need one metal cap, but because I missed the red coin in a very dumb way, I had to get the switch before.
Yeah,
You can skip like the button pressing here if you play perfectly with the metal cap.
Oh wow, yeah, I guess that's just like vanilla, because yeah, you get the metal cap effect when you enter the stage, but the metal cap only lasts 20 seconds, so you don't have too much room for error.
Here we go!
Yeah, it's a very common ROM hack mechanic to use the metal cap with lava boosts, and that's one of the mechanics which is actually never used in vanilla, surprisingly, even though it's so cool.
Maybe we use it sometimes in RTA runs, like for the TAS only JRB BLGs or something like this. Would be cool.
Yeah, you can do some pretty crazy DLJs at the start of JRB.
Yeah, obviously this one mechanic is also like 2 BLJs that we use, or like mainly one, but I will try to show the second one in the same stage, which is by far harder, and maybe I'm able to get this in about half an hour.
Yeah,
Little bit more than this.
Phoenix doing the Vanish Cap stage. I couldn't tell if there was like an easy way to see where you're landing on this one. Like, you can kind of tell a little bit, but you need like really good vision to see like what's, because there's quicksand all around the Vanish Cap stage, and if you don't time your jump correctly, you can easily land on it. And from what I could tell, is there no easy way to like see what's quicksand and what's not, other than just looking really closely. Because like you can slightly see that the non-quicksand is like a slightly lighter shade on the ground, but aside from that, I couldn't tell the difference.
Here we go!
And there we go, Ludwig getting the skip there, so he jumped off the switch and then grabbed the star, so that completely skips the "you got the metal cap" text box and the save prompt. Yeah, vanilla mainly just uses it for the water and also for like invincibility in the Hazy Maze Cave fog. There's only one instance in vanilla where you're supposed to combine the caps as well, with the Vanish Cap and also the metal cap, although for speedruns you don't even need the metal cap, you can just swim right down to the bottom. Which is kind of a shame because it's really fun when the cap powers get combined. Yeah, I always thought it was strange, flipping, that there's one in Dark World, because like normally you don't have the metal cap unlocked when you do that stage casually. So I guess you could always come back to it if you don't want to get the red coin star casually. But it doesn't really help much, as you said. Yeah, maybe that's actually the intended way then, like, for like super casual players. It would also be nice if there was like a wing cap in Rainbow Ride, like maybe not for all the stars, but maybe if you had like Star 6 having a wing cap, that would be pretty cool. So Ludwig getting burned there, but doing a couple of little jumps there because that actually shortens the burn timer just very slightly. Okay, so nice by Phoenix, using the shell to get up past that lava, but cutting it short a bit just to save some time. Because the shell moves quickly, but it's not great for platforming.
Here we go!
So the Bowser puzzle, once it auto-completes itself, it gives about 5 coins, I think, so pretty nice for the 80 coin star. And uh-oh,
These walls.
Phoenix losing the shell. That's no fun.
Yeah, the 100 coin route in this stage, you will see deviate routes from us, from both of us. Very different ones.
Here we go!
So shell movement in this game is really just about maintaining your speed, but it's sometimes difficult to do. The shell takes a little while to actually build up speed, but then once it does, it maintains it, but it kind of gets cut short a little bit when you obviously slow down or jump, but sometimes you have no choice, like trying to avoid this fire here. Any way to save that? Oh no.
This is by far the when I have the most probably. Sometimes I just get the red coin part, sometimes it cuts like every... or like in some days I get it perfectly every single time, and then some days it just cuts everyone.
But still plenty of race left, time to catch up.
Here we go!
Yeah, these red coins look like pretty annoying because it looks like it's possible to do them really quickly, but then it's kind of the thing where if you get impatient, you could easily get burned.
Here we go!
But there we go.
Hardest star in the game. Careful. These boxes are glitched.
Here we go!
Can't just push them into each other.
Wow, that's simple. What's the intended way to do that?
I think you were supposed to push them away from the middle one. Somehow,
Yeah, like
I don't
this
know.
whole like, Zelda-style puzzle of like rearranging them. So now we're getting to the levels I haven't seen yet. Looks like a pretty linear level, actually. So Ludwig kind of jumping on these thwomps here, which allows you to get some extra coins, which is always a strange mechanic. It's not really used in vanilla speedruns because the thwomps in Whomp's Fortress you have plenty of coins already, so it's too slow to bother dealing with the Whomps, but in ROM hacks it's pretty useful because then you can ground pound them afterwards for even more coins. From what I could tell, at least from the early levels, this ROM hack is fairly generous with the coins. Like, I never really had a tough time finding 80 coins. And Phoenix just using some A-B kicks here. You just hold the A button and tap B, and you can make it up a lot of slopes if they're not too slippery.
Here we go!
There's some slopes where that won't work on, but most of them it will.
Here we go!
And another very common mechanic to get up slopes is also if you double jump onto a slope, you can, for some reason, still do your triple jump, so that gives you quite a lot of height as well. And that does work on even slippery slopes. There's quite a lot of options for climbing slopes in Mario 64. You can also crawl up many slopes, which is obviously not fast or anything, but it's an interesting mechanic, and frame walking also works for some pretty slippery slopes where you just kind of tap the control stick forward rhythmically to climb up, although it's kind of difficult, but it's actually not frame perfect. But it's much easier if you happen to be a keyboard player, because you can get the max input a lot easier compared to tapping the control stick. You have to deal with kind of the analog feature of it, because you want like a direct up input, but it's obviously easier with a D-pad or keyboard. Crawling is the intended solution for the pyramid thing in 74 Extreme Edition. That's pretty cool. It's pretty rare that crawling has a use in this game, so it's always nice to see it featured. Yeah, it's really difficult on a controller.
Definitely more than monkey ball swinging.
Yeah, and interestingly, if you ever play 3D All-Stars, for some reason they have the D-pad mapped in that game. I don't know why, but it makes frame walking like really easy. I've never ran on the 3D All-Stars. I usually play on Wii Virtual Console when I run vanilla, but if you happen to run on 3D All-Stars, you could do frame walks super free. There's not too many instances in vanilla where you want to frame walk, mainly just the JRB pillar star, and there was one discovered semi-recently in Bowser in the Dark World. If you're not going for the red coins, you can frame walk off one of those platforms, and it saves like a second if you get it really perfectly, but it's quite difficult to do. But it's useful for like 0 star and 1 star. You can also frame walk up one of the sides of the very top of the castle outside. There's one side where you can just walk up, and then one of the other sides you can only get up through frame walking. So I've never seen this stage until now. Looks like we got kind of a village that was a little bit overtaken by lava. I always like the lava stages. Lethal Lava Land has always been one of my favorites.
Here we go!
So it looks like we got our second Bowser fight here.
By far the easiest.
Looks like maybe we're gonna do the blindfolded strat here, just
Yeah. all the bombs are too far away for one throw from the middle, so we just lower him there.
Yeah, that's something that even can be a factor in like vanilla. Like if you grab Bowser and Bowser 3 at like the very center of the stage and you go for a bomb, that's too far away. Even if you get like a max distance throw, you might not be able to reach him. Yeah, very close race, both finishing Bowser 2 at around the same time.
I mean, the rest will be decided by us for trials, basically. And if
No
we are
idea.
not there, if we are there, you will know why.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how the difficulty spike is. Like, I know for Star Road, from what I remember, like that game is not super difficult, but then at the end it gets like really difficult. It's been a few years since I played it, but that's what I remember. So maybe this one's similar. So actually using the burn to climb up the pyramid there, that's one kind of benefit of getting burned there as Mario. Probably could just A-B kick up, but it's faster to take the burn. And that's what Ludwig is doing here, just taking the A-B kicks.
Jumped too early 2 times.
So now the star that we have to do, the I rock, there's a chance that we soft lock the fight. If we are like standing too far away, then I can like go to the side and clip through the wall and just don't come back.
Yeah, this boss is like really, it's a bit glitchy because it's really only designed to work on its like, intended area. So sometimes in ROM hacks it can be problematic. Yeah, this is like dead even pretty much. This boss is like Dark Souls basically. That's what Wilco always says.
I like Disco Rock more than iRock from my run earlier.
Yeah. So Phoenix using the wing cap just to glide down for those secrets. I'm not sure if he did it there, but with the wing cap you can hold the A button even when you're not flying and it'll slow your descent a little bit.
That's the intended way, and well, we are not using this.
Yeah, it looks like you have just enough aerial mobility as it is to not even need that. That's cool that they made a star out of that mechanic though. It's like a very underutilized Mario 64 mechanic, the wing cap gliding. And you can tell when it's happening. I didn't see there, but you can see that the wings on the hat actually like flap faster when that's happening. But it's really never used for many things. And there it is there on Ludwig's stream, just to make sure we hit this landing. And you don't take fall damage when you're doing that as well, I think. Although, from what I remember in this hack, you don't take fall damage anyway. Just missing that red coin, but got these two. missing that coin, Ludwig, yeah. That's kind of the flip side of what I was saying earlier. Even though Mario can grab the coins that are like way above him, it could be a struggle to grab coins that are below you, but you have no choice here.
Yeah, I like to go for the strat, even though it could cost me minutes.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's...
what I'm doing right now.
Is that insta-death quicksand, I'm pretty sure? That's
Yes,
all
this
around
is all quicksand outside of these stepstones.
It's interesting how like most of the most difficult ROM hack mechanics all come from shifting sandland, because I don't think there's any other instance in vanilla where you actually have insta-death quicksand.
Now, let's go to my most hated stage. I hate green toxin for basically everything you have to do in this stage. Like in the any person category, I go for a slower round which changes one of these stars in here, or like which takes one star of them out here, and do a slower star instead just because I'm not consistent enough with the other one. Which is not the one I'm doing. With I'm writing. I hate this stage.
Does the star order matter?
Oh, no. This one, no.
Oh no, yeah, that's one annoying thing with the spinning is if you kind of bonk on the wall, Mario gets propelled the other way, and then you lose a lot of height in the process. But Ludwig getting it there. And again, using the mechanic, I believe, to hold the A button to fall a little bit slower at times.
Oh, that's fine.
This shredder that I've done, actually Ludwig found this one. Valid, we didn't get it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it saves quite a few seconds.
So thankfully in this game you can grab the ledges backwards, so Ludwig taking advantage of that to grab the secrets.
Yeah, this is a dumb star because you can sometimes collect the coin but not the secret, and then you have no idea what the secret is.
What am I doing? At this stage. Basically no run that I'm doing green toxin is going well.
Looks like we might have got a bit of lag. I don't know if it was on my end, but I think the streams are returning. Except actually Phoenix is just stopped, so I can try rejoining it. Maybe it was just on my end, because it looks like the stream is still going, so I'll rejoin. Or maybe they're back. At least one of them's back. Yeah, maybe it was just on my end. But it shouldn't affect the stream. I think I got both streams back here.
Here we go! Here we go!
Yeah, this looked like one of the more annoying stages, like not super difficult, but just one of those stages where if you make a tiny mistake, then you die.
Mamma mia!
That death was not intentional.
It's okay. Okay, so now we're in the next area with the Bowser Keep. So just making our way up onto the roofs here with the wall kicks. For some reason I've always loved going onto roofs in games, I guess because like when I was a kid, it took me so long to get 120 stars, and I always wanted to get on top of the castle before that. Now, of course, like there's so many ways you can get on top of a castle without 120 stars. So Ludwig just being careful here not to get thrown. The hitbox on the he-foes is not super good, so there's a little bit of leeway, but you still gotta be careful. And looks like, based on the star name, that the he-foes were the intended way, but they're slow, so we try to skip them when we can.
Oh, it's not intended to use the he-fo to get up there, it's just to avoid them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense, because it looks like the platforms would be too close for that.
This was very likely one of the worst green toxins I've ever played.
There's still time to catch up.
You will definitely catch up a lot in Shroom City.
If I get the BLJs first try.
It's always tough to play your best in a marathon. Like when I was practicing for my Melee Adventure 64 run, like I was like hitting all the tricks like so easily in practice, and then like the second I started my run, it was like, at least for the first like 5-10 minutes, like I was messing up like everything.
Normally this is the stuff for me, but it's interesting that my beginning was actually quite good, but now the mistakes that I started.
You were at the whole time until now. Because I made a big mistake in a Fire Sea already.
I mean, you're still ahead. Because I died, I think 6 times in Green Toxin.
It's always the tricky part of speedrunning, is like not letting the mistakes snowball. Like when you know you just messed something up, it's easy to just like say, okay, now I gotta go like extra fast here, and then you end up making more mistakes, especially in a race setting where you know like every mistake you make is giving the other person more time on you. but you gotta just, I guess, view every star individually. It's kind of like in baseball, like, I know they say, like, for hitters, like, when they miss, like, a really good pitch, like, you gotta not get frustrated, you just gotta focus on the next pitch, like, previous pitch is gone. So at least this level's fairly generous with the coin boxes, it looks like.
Yeah, I spawned the star a second time, which is on optimal, but there's really no other better way to get the coins here than the 5-10 coin boxes, which act as secrets as well.
Yeah, looks like it's like possible to touch the secret without breaking the box, but it's probably too precise to be worrying about.
The best thing about these 100 coins are actually, because we break all of the 5 boxes again, sometimes a coin glitches out of bounds and we have to kill another enemy for this.
Yeah, it's on the third box, it's because there's a secret area there. Oops. Kind of falls into that area then.
I always thought those spider enemies look like Surskits, I think is the Pokemon. Like, it's literally the exact same thing, like a water spider. It's from Gen 3.
That's what I thought too when I first saw the Pokemon.
Is that the name of the Pokemon? Surskit, I think? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I always liked that Pokemon.
I think I only know the German name.
Oh yeah.
Here we go!
No, I also forgot this one. It's been a while.
And Phoenix using a triple jump dive there to get the red coin. It's interesting with triple jumps. Normally, for most jumps, you want to do your dive like right at the same time as your jump, but for a max distance triple jump dive, you want to delay your dive very slightly, just like a few frames, and you actually get more distance that way. But it depends on the jump. Like if you're not trying to go super far, then you might want to do your dive at the same time. So is this not the intended way for this star, Ludwig? Just
This is the intended way. This is probably the most cryptic star in the game.
Yeah, that was strange, just jumping through the vents there.
It's kind of a meme star.
Going into like purgatory here. Reminds me of the Super Mario 64 DS room behind the mirror.
Every copy is personalized, guys.
The Wario apparition we're gonna see at some point, maybe. So Ludwig taking advantage of the slipperiness of the floor to kill the ice bully.
Where am I going? This is not where I need to go.
I always like hacks like this that don't have fall damage, because it always feels like fall damage is kind of a dated mechanic, like especially in this game when there's so many ways to avoid fall damage, like by doing a dive or ground pound or roll out. Like, it's almost pointless to still have fall damage as a mechanic. I know that's one thing they got rid of in Mario Odyssey, and in addition to the live system. And this game, I think, also doesn't have lives either, which is nice.
Here we go! Here we go!
It's interesting how like gaming mechanics have changed over the years. Like, it's pretty rare to see games nowadays have like high score as a mechanic as well. But Mario 64, I guess, technically does with the coins. But maybe in like 50 years from now, people won't even know what like high score means, because it'll be completely phased out of video games. Yeah, exactly. Like for an arcade game, Cat, I guess it makes more sense because they want you to put in more quarters. But for this, it's like, you know, game over doesn't even really cost you anything. So
That I definitely agree on, but game overs are very outdated mechanic.
yeah, like even in vanilla, the only thing game over really does is it makes you just start at the, outside of the castle again. But when you enter the stage, it's the same thing. The only thing I guess it would affect is like certain things, like I know when you die in like the Lethal Lava Land volcano, you'll respawn in there. But if you game over, then obviously you'd have to start from the beginning of the stage. But that's like such a small difference.
I'm gonna attempt a strat that actually Red Slim I think found.
I actually got this strat.
Nah, I didn't
Oh,
get
oh,
it.
wait, oh, which one? Yeah.
It's somehow possible to
This-
clip past the snowman here. You don't have to wait until you retaliate from your fall damage.
I'm
I
honest,
still
have no
am not
idea how-
100% sure how it works.
Yeah, I know flipping in like some NES games, if you game over, like you really go back like super far. Gaming back then was like a little more brutal. Or even like you might have to completely restart your game, like 'cause some games as well have limited continues.
Here we go!
Alright, time for the stage to lose it all. The first one at least. Scary Shroom Peaks is the BLJ level.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
attempt it a
did-
couple times, but if I don't get it, I just ditch
I will also attempt this 12-6 BLJ. This is a BLJ I actually found at some point. Never thought it would be RTA viable. Don't even attempt to do it in runs. Did it today
it. Damn it.
because, yeah, it was like 4 minutes behind my PB, so
Oh,
I
so
don't care what I'm
close.
doing. And actually got it.
What's the intended way? Is there like a wing cap?
I had to switch. That makes
So
boxes
switch at the
appear
top.
at the very top of the mountain.
Yeah. So what we're trying to do is use the BLJ here just to get so much speed that we kind of get launched right to the star.
You actually need like the perfect amount of speed. If you have too much speed, you undershoot the, or like you overshoot the star. It's
Can
so
you
weird.
actually like phase through the star? Because I know
Or maybe something like this.
It definitely felt like it in my last attempt here.
yeah, because it looks like I know for like Zero
Oh
Star
my
and
God.
Vanilla. Yeah, like
Yeah,
in
one more time,
in
one
Vanilla
more.
Mario 64, you have to for Zero Star you have to do a BLJ through the wet dry world or no Dar Dar Dock portal, and it's interesting because like you need a certain amount of speed. If you have like too much speed or too little speed, you will just enter the stage. So you need like a very certain specific amount of speed to not actually like enter it. So I guess it's kind of
Yes,
the opposite
okay.
here.
4th try, whatever.
Wow, that's pretty good. So did that save time, or was it probably like about even, or
Probably even now. 4th try.
yeah?
I mean, it's
So-
at least it's good that we can exit the stage before Mario actually dies.
Yeah, and we got to show off the trick too, which is always nice for the marathon.
Nice. I mean, I found the setup. I should be the person who got it fairly consistent.
Nice. Both got it.
I mean, if you do it perfectly, it saves around 30 seconds. And yeah, I'm going to attempt another BLJ, which is by far harder. Saves like 20 seconds, but handles like up to a minute. Let's see if I'm getting it. If I'm like at this point.
Here we go!
So normally you just grab the star, but you can also be able to this mushroom. Not enough speed. The problem with this BLJ is you can't just go like the direct way, because you will always have too much speed, so you kinda have to do like a few BLJs and then go
okay.
to the side.
That's interesting. My emulator just crashed.
Oh,
It's me,
Oh, did you save?
Mario.
Yes, I saved.
Okay, thank God.
But it crashed on something very weird.
nice.
It crashed.
Oh my god.
It crashed on the coins that came out of a chuck-ya.
Oh my god, I got it. And
Oh, wow,
you,
nice.
you take the fly guy to go over there, but you can do it with the BLJ and then with the correct amount of speed hold to the side. It's super
Really
difficult.
precise.
It's very precise, but oh, it's so nice that I actually did it. To show it in the marathon. I feel like the second time I've done it in a run, and while the first time was today in my, yeah, I'm 4 minutes behind, like I'm 4 minutes behind my PB. Yeah, I'm 4 minutes behind my PB, so I don't care what happens in this run anymore. I just attempted it and got it.
I'm guessing the BLJ's Zalload are not intended, yeah, but it's just kind of one of those things where anytime you have like a low ceiling, you can BLJ, or a certain slope. Welcome to the stream, then, Zallo.
Yeah, this is also the only BLJs in this one that we are doing. I don't know if it changed, like if the current world record does more BLJs. Don't even know if the world record does the 12-6 BLJ, I don't think so.
How long have you guys been running this game?
A year. Like a year ago we shot it.
Yeah, probably.
Like the summer
I
SSRM.
I run it probably like a month or so longer.
And because of Ludwig, I saw the ROM hack, and then through Bob as Darkman found the ROM hack. And then Red Sulin and a few other French players. Yeah, especially Darkman and Ludwig, and also Red Sulin did a lot in the ROM hack to optimize it, route-wise.
Here we go!
especially Darkman. Like Darkman got did cheats for the any percent route and tested like every star, every different route idea he had or we had, just to see which one could be faster.
Yeah, shout out to Darkman for putting a lot of work into routing this.
Does he have the record?
He had the record at one point, but not anymore, I believe. The 80 star at least.
I think Darkman holds the 116 star category?
No, 116 is the French runner.
Oh yeah, true, it's the 144.
Shadow Power, I think his name is.
He's also the world record holder and 80 stars.
What controllers do you guys use?
I'll let you start. Ludwig.
I use a DualShock 4.
So, for me it's actually quite funny because before ESA and at ESA I used the Hori controller. That broke at ESA. We hope to get I hope to get a new Hori for this event. Because like ESA was like last week. And instead of a Hori, now I play again on a N64 controller. Because they sent us the wrong controller.
Oh wow.
But yeah,
And
I'm
do you
actually
like
just
it?
happy that... I mean, I played on N64 controller for 2 years before I played the year 4 on Hori. So yeah, I'm used to it.
I don't know why not many people like main Hori in terms of Mario 64 or ROM hack speedrunning. Like, I don't know what the downside would be to maining it. Like, I know Cheese uses it full time, but it seems like most other runners just use it for Bowser throws. But I've never used one personally, but it seems like it would be perfectly fine for most things.
I mean, like, the button mapping is basically the same except for like the Z button, which is like instead of at the bottom at the back or like one of the shoulder buttons. That's basically no difference except of like the control stick.
Definitely seems like the control stick is a lot more reliable. I use a GameCube controller with the ESS adapter when I speedrun on Wii for vanilla, and for ROM hacks I just use Switch Pro controller, which is pretty nice, but it doesn't have notches, which is not ideal, but for most things it seems fine.
I want to try out notches real soon. Guess I'm gonna try out a Hori. Because I think notches will actually improve my movement.
For sure, yeah.
Because I always have these swerves, these random, not random, but these uncontrolled swerves to the sides, and it costs just a lot of time during the run.
Yeah, sometimes it can be tough to like tell if you're gonna get like a straight up input or like slightly at an angle. I think 144 is the world record.
Yeah,
almost.
144. Someone just quoted in chat.
Yeah.
144.12 or something, yeah. Or 23.
I really like the control stick on GameCube controller because it has good notches and it's pretty reliable as well. Like, I'm still using the controller I played Melee a lot with back in like the early 2010s, and the control stick is still really solid. And the only thing I ever had to do was change the button pads after like 15 years of use because they were starting to get like a little bit mushy, but that was really easy to do. I use one of those like Japanese white GameCube controllers that released when Brawl came out with the Wii. They released these like white GameCube controllers that don't have a Smash logo, but they have like a 9-foot extended cord, and they're really solid. But the Smash 4, and I don't know if they released them with Ultimate, but there's like some black and also white controllers, I think, that have the Smash logo, which are solid as well. Oh, nice. And I still have some of like the silver GameCube controllers from back in the day, but those are pretty worn out.
By the way, after this stage, Ludwig's and my route will change a little bit.
Here we go!
Yeah, we'll be pretty even after this stage.
Which
Is one stage like slower or quicker than the other, or is like star count still going to be a good indicator of who's?
my stage will be a lot slower. Like, the stages normally are like between 4 and 7 minutes long. The stage that I'm doing, my goal is 10 minutes.
So we'll keep that in mind, that the star count is not necessarily going to reflect who's ahead.
Because, well, normally, well, you do Astro Trials last. I just put it earlier.
And I guess the only difference is like overworld movement.
Yeah, basically.
I don't mind using the N64 controller either, but I don't know if it's just my hands or what, but I feel like I can never really hold that controller comfortably anymore. Like, no matter how I try to hold it, like one of my wrists always has to be like slightly bent, which is not super comfortable. And also, I think there's ways around this, but like the fact that the stick is so like plasticky makes it like slippery after a while, but I think there's like ways around that to get a little more traction. When I played N64 as a kid, I would always like hold the, I would always claw the control stick like with my thumb and index finger, but it's not great because you can't really hit Z very easily that way. So just ground pounding these Goombas here for Phoenix for the blue coin. If you just stomp on the Goomba normally, you only get a yellow coin, but it's a little bit tricky because sometimes you might go to ground pound the Goomba and you accidentally just regular jump on it and you lose out on some coins. Yeah, despite like small like mistakes here and there, like it's worked out like almost perfectly even.
Last year with our 80-star race, this was probably one of the closest races I've ever seen.
Who won that one?
Darkman, I think with a 103.30, like in the 80-star category. Then I had the 103.24 and Ludwig a 103.25. So we're with 3 players like 20 seconds away from each other.
Nice.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
That was such a nice race.
Here we go! me, Mario.
So I will reset here after Sunset Paradise, while Phoenix probably goes into stage 15.
Yeah.
So save warping is actually like optimal.
We actually, or like, we have to reset actually, because in stage 13, in Koopa's racetrack, the Koopa has the wrong movement if we don't reset the game.
Oh, it's just like glitched.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna showcase a glitch here that you don't see that often, I guess. So it's Mario shell free swimming. Because we have to collect we have to collect 5 secrets here that are in these corners, and this would take forever if you just swam there.
Yeah, this
I
took
will
me.
do it the regular way, actually.
This took
The
so
shell
long,
is so long.
casually. It took me a moment to figure this star out casually because the coins have not the best draw distance, so like I couldn't see them down there until I happened to just be swimming around.
So basically, the stage that I'm in, the Asteroid Trials, is like a... It's basically all of the stages before, so Koopa's Racetrack, Frigid Diamond Heaven, Scary Shroom Peak, and Sunset Paradise, like the main theme of the stage, with like one specific thing like shell riding, just climb up the mountain, etc. And the difficult star is star number 5, because now I just go to every of the trials. In star 5 there are not stars, but there are red coins at the end where normally the stars are, so I have to do all of them in order. Or like, all of them without dying once. Basically everything that I'm doing right now I will have to do at least one more time with red coins instead of stars.
Yeah, I know which shell you're talking about in JRBQ, the one underwater that you can grab and it lasts like 10 seconds and it's completely useless. It's nice in Mario 64 DS, they actually added a shell on the surface so you can kind of ride the shell along the surface of the water, which makes a lot more sense. So we just got more metal cap lava boosting here. It's a little bit tricky though to go directly up because every time you get hit you kind of recoil away from the tower. The level Ludwig is in has the like Sacred Grove theme from Twilight Princess, which I thought was a pretty cool song choice.
It's time for the star and the run.
So the hardest one.
Yeah, and the long. It's I mean, it's the hardest, but it's also like close to 4 minutes long. So
Yeah.
the death in the end is very, very costly.
Yeah, I noticed that. I know this is not a Kaizo hack, obviously, but I noticed like a lot of the Kaizo ones have like these stars where it's like 10 to 15 minutes long, so if you die, you go all the way back.
That's basically the same with this one.
Here we go!
Oh god.
At least the 100 coin star is pretty chill.
So now I'm finishing up the Grand Luna Hall, where we just took the 80 coin star earlier with the reds, which I can't add to buzzer 1. Because now we have the vanish cap.
Here we go!
So this star that Ludwig is doing is pretty cool. Like, it's pretty basic, but basically the premise there is that it's right above the insta-death quicksand, so you have to grab the star without falling in, but he put that block there, so you can't just go at it from above, so you have to like get a decent amount of height, but not too much height.
From an aesthetic standpoint, the ugliest possible solution to just put a metal box there, but
Yeah, it's not the best looking, but it's kind of fun to do. And this is quicksand as well. These jumps are tougher than they look, but you have a decent amount of time to do it.
Here we go!
We got a whole bunch of Mr. Eyes here. Mr. Eyes is an interesting mechanic. They have to actually make, like, quote-unquote eye contact with Mario to kind of actually catch him and start spinning around, so that's why sometimes you'll see in runs, like, they could take runners like an extra rotation or two to actually get the Mr. Eye to follow him. It's pretty lenient, though, in terms of, like, the eye contact.
No! That's the accident. I had it.
Oh no, so you have to... Was that... How many red coins did you have?
I was right next to the last ones. I was a little bit too far on my jump, so I was holding back, but I forgot that if I'm holding back, while Mario has like the lava bounce animation, he's turning directly on 180 degrees, and instead of a butt slide, I just died.
Yeah, unfortunately, one of the mechanics...
The sad thing is, this would have been a deathless Astro Trials. So this would have been one of the best ones, or like the best one I've ever played.
Yeah, this
By
was
a
super
lot.
clean. So that. But you get these stars out of the way, so there's still plenty of time for the race.
That's by the way why I said don't visit the star count. Because this star, I had a run where it took me like 20 minutes to do this star.
Here we go!
So this is the
Especially
Koopa
with
where we had
Diamond,
to perform the reset, because if we wouldn't, he would just now on the race straight fall off the track at the beginning. I have no idea why that is. I'm not a ROM hack creator, so probably someone in chat is one who could explain why that happens. He would just fall off the track at the left of me and never come back. I don't know if that is, if it interferes with the pathing of the other Koopa rays or something.
It's actually not. Because for today in my PB run, in my no reset PB run, I forgot to do Spring Garden, so I did it after the reset and the Koopa race worked as intended. Both of them.
Yeah, I can't think of like, I mean, I'm not an expert on like the coding of the game, but I can't think of anything how like something earlier in the run would affect it, so that's interesting that like the reset ends up fixing it.
It's actually a thing in more run hacks with car races. I think I don't know the name of it, but there was at least one more that I had to do this.
Yeah, my guess would be like something is stored in memory from an earlier star that somehow affects it, but I can't think of anything more specific than that.
Here we go!
It is actually possible for Koopa to fall down in Tiny Huge Island in vanilla, but it's like extremely rare.
Yeah, and it happened to me once.
Oh no.
In
yeah,
the randomizer.
Oh wow. The other thing that can happen is also the penguin can fall off the slide in vanilla, and that's happened to me in Koopa Mountain once. It's like...
In my last
100.
randomizer run, it actually happened that the Koopa at BOB didn't proceed.
Wow, I've never even seen that.
He got completely frozen in his motion. That might have been because of randomizer, of course. There must be some
maybe
enemy in the
some
way.
objects.
I mean, he was still jumping high for the for these metal balls coming down the mountain. The stage is a little bit too monochromatic because you have to climb up here like 5 times.
So now just to make sure, wait a little bit.
Okay, yeah, solid second try with the red coins, not too bad.
Yeah, I would have been first. I mean, it happens, but unfortunate if it happens.
So Ludwig using some double jump kicks to get across those gaps. The kick is like such an interesting mechanic in Mario 64 because, for those who don't know, you can't grab a ledge after doing a jump kick, so like, while it does give you more height, it also means you can't grab the ledge, so you gotta use it carefully, and in addition, you also can't do a jump kick if you have too much speed, because you'll dive instead of jump kicking, so what you can do is just like tap the control stick backwards for just a half second, and then that'll slow Mario down enough to get your jump kick, and it is useful for timing your jumps a little bit. So Phoenix getting the cannon shot into that tree where no one could have guessed that there would be a star there. I actually had a lot of trouble with that cannon shot, playing casually.
As soon as you see as soon as you know the visual point for this, it's actually not difficult anymore.
Yeah. Wonder if there'd be a way to get that without the cannon, like it seems a little too high up.
We tried, but we didn't find a way.
Here we go!
I tried to find the BLJ in like every of these spots to get like the buried treasure stuff that I've done faster, but sadly the ROM hack is really well designed in terms of what you can actually skip. like the 2 BLJs and Scary Shroom Peak. Like there's a third one that I've found, which takes like 8 seconds if done perfectly. And is also very difficult. Except for like these few things, there's basically nothing you can do. Or, like there's basically nothing.
Is there any like glitched categories, like any like 0-star or anything, or is it impossible as far as we know?
There's actually a 0-star category.
For this hack, yes, there's 0-star.
You can...
It's pretty difficult because with the last BLJ you have to skip 2 doors at once.
Where am I doing? This one I remember. Actually the last BLJ is the easiest one of them. Like the last BLJ actually did this one just for fun while waiting for the next stuff. But yeah, the difficult ones are like in the first and second overworld because you have like trees and have 2 BLJs from the trees.
You have to like change your angle halfway through, or...
Yeah, basically. You have a wall and instantly on the wall you have to change the angle.
This is the last star for me before I'll go to Astral Trials, and then it's big catch-up time for Phoenix.
Astral Trials done perfectly is like close to 10 minutes, maybe sub 10 minutes. But yeah.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, even though Ludwig has a lot more stars right now, he has to do the most difficult stage, which Phoenix already completed, so it's a lot closer than it looks. In fact, I'm not even sure who would technically be considered ahead. It's really just going to come down to how clean the trials are for Ludwig and how quickly Phoenix can finish out the rest of the stars. So Ludwig doing a pretty common ROM hack technique there, where you actually jump backwards off the platform you're on, just to then go forwards, and then you have a little bit more momentum. It's not something you normally see in vanilla, but in ROM hacks it's pretty useful for some of the more trickier jumps.
Yeah, all of these 4 trials here, they resemble earlier stages. This one was the Frozen Peak in like stage 10. With the big pyramid in the middle, and this time it's fire mountain.
It's 10.
Kind of like Ocarina of Time, the Ganon's trials, where it's like mini versions of all the dungeons. Ludwig just taking out the bully there just to make sure it's not going to interfere with that jump. Bullies work kind of interesting in this game. Like when you jump at a bully, it'll go the direction that Mario is facing. So like even if it looks like it should go one way, it'll always bounce the direction that Mario is facing.
Here we go! Hey, go!
Okay, not on it too late. What am I doing?
Mamma mia!
Sometimes autopiloting is just...
That star is harder than it looks. It took me a few tries.
I just drop on too late. That's all that happened. Nothing too bad, because it's a very small stage. Very, very fast start.
So this is obviously the Koopa racetrack, which I just finished. Just much smaller and all quicksand. And all these flame spitters holding me.
I wish they made a game like about Koopa the Quick as like the main character. Like, I want to hear his origin story. Like, how did he get like so into racing? And I don't know, you just see him like twice in Mario 64, and that's it.
How can I still be so bad even after putting the time into racing?
Yeah, he's really bad at the Bomb Battlefield race, especially. So with the King Boo there for Phoenix, just using the ground pounds to take him out. The ground pound is usually one of the more reliable ways to defeat the Boos because it's a long-lasting hitbox. Yeah, 1996 strats cue is not the best. It's interesting in Mario 64 DS, they actually reuse some of the other NPCs in other stages, like Hoot the Owl is in Tall Tall Mountain, and I think Klepto is in a couple extra stages as well, but Koopa just has those two stages still.
Alright,
It's interesting.
Omnium time for me now.
Here we go.
I forgot to not dive there.
Oh no, yeah, the thing.
The
of,
dive kills so much speed. I forgot about this.
Yeah, for those who don't know, diving in Mario 64, even though it's usually used to gain speed in midair, it actually does have a speed cap. So there's certain circumstances where you can actually lose your speed by diving because, like, the speed you get from sliding down the slope can actually be quite substantial, and even more than the dive. So, like, it's kind of counterintuitive, but you actually don't always want to dive because it can cap your speed to a lower amount. There's an instance of that in the run I ran as well, Super Melee Adventure 64, where you have to slide down a slope, and then I noticed a lot of other people who ran the game had trouble making the jump, but they actually should have just not dived and it would have helped a little bit, although it's still kind of a precise jump in the Mushroom Kingdom stage. Yeah, Sodium, this act has really good music in general. Unfortunately, I can't hear it because I have to watch muted, so I don't hear my own voice, but I'll probably rewatch this later just to hear all the good music. ROM hacks do a really good job of like taking other Nintendo music and putting it in the Mario 64 sound font. I think my favorite ROM hack soundtrack is Super Mario 64 Land, because that one has like dozens and dozens of songs, all from Nintendo games, and I think it even has some original songs as well. I think the soundtrack's on YouTube for that. But there's so many times when I'm watching these marathons where it's like I hear a song that is familiar, but I can't like quite recognize it because of the Mario 64 sound font. But people always know in the chat if I ask. There's a song I hear in ROM hacks a lot, like I think it's like the final boss theme from Bowser's Inside Story, which is a game I never played, but that song is really, really good, especially for some of these more intense ROM hack levels.
The last boss level will also be very, very interesting. Because of one very simple reason.
Okay, I'm interested to see it, because I haven't watched it at all yet. Okay, so yeah, the star count, as we were saying, is kind of starting to even out. 108 for Phoenix, 110 for Ludwig. Is Bowser's Inside Story like a pretty good game? I don't really hear people talk about that game too much these days. I know they're remaking Mario RPG as well, which I never finished that game, so maybe I'll get the remake. I don't like how they just named it Mario RPG, like you think they would have named it like HD or something. Because now when you say Super Mario RPG, like you're gonna have to ask, like, do you mean the Switch one or the Super Nintendo one? It's really good, then maybe I'll play it. I did play the GBA, the Luigi game, which I liked. And it's been a while since I played one of the newer Paper Marios. I really liked the first two Paper Marios. And then I like the Wii one as well. I know people don't like it because it's not turn-based, but it's still a really good game in its own right, I think. I thought about getting the Switch Paper Mario, but from what I saw, it looks like just kind of generic. Like maybe it's good, I don't know, I haven't played it. But it doesn't look that special. So
Okay, Deathless Omnium, so yeah, even now.
Really
Actually,
good.
I
Man, this always makes sweaty palms happen to me.
yeah, this die. Maybe I'll probably like 30 seconds ahead.
Yeah, this is gonna come down to the wire. And there we go, I think that's the last star from the trials, so
Yes.
now star count comparisons should be fairly accurate, I think.
Yeah. After the next star, it's one perspective. Or like after his next star.
Yeah. Okay, so we got some combination of the caps here with Ludwig using the Vanish Cap and Metal at the same time.
Here we go!
And we just made it in time.
So after this Bowser fight, there's another star, so it's not time yet.
So we got 3 throws here, so this could come down to throws.
Maybe you have a fourth
So
one.
long, Bowser!
Because it's possible that the Bowser hits a throw and then falls off the edge.
Oh, then it doesn't count, yeah.
Yeah. Especially after the last throw, I think.
So long, Bowser!
Bowser throws are such like a crazy mechanic, like they're not super difficult, but if you're on like a good run, and it's pretty easy to mess them up, especially the fact that you have 3. Okay, there's one for Phoenix. This is really coming down to the wire.
So long, Bowser!
Oh my god, man.
Oh, are we tied now with throws?
Oh no!
Oh my god, I was right. This is coming down to throws. Oh, we can't die either, though. Oh, who's gonna not choke? It's tough to do these throws when you're nervous. There we go.
So technically I've hit 3 throws, but I still have to do one more.
Oh no, he fell. Ugh.
I actually had to talk to this guy because I forgot which pipe to take.
Okay.
There we go.
So this is a special course here, a very extremely basic course. This is like the first, or one of the first courses that the designer ever created, and he wanted to show it off here as a bonus stage.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It is just red coins, 4 red coins on the bottom and 4 red coins on the top on some cloud that you have to go with the wing cap. And a little bit of climbing here, very basic level, nothing special, but kind of neat to like showing off your first.
Just to be sure again. Is it on start or on fade out with the timing?
Grab, I think, because it's the last input. I would say. Oh, isn't it?
Well, I guess we'll just do it on grab if we're not sure. Sometimes like the ROM hacks don't even have like any rules listed, so you kind of have to guess in terms of the leaderboards. But there we go, there's the final star.
Time.
Here we go!
Very nice, congratulations. That was a pretty amazing race, super close the entire
Yeah,
way.
that was so close, man.
It's a really cool hack as well. But yeah, thank you guys for running this. Go check out Twitch channels, LudwigVonKoopa and RisingPhoenix64. They're very talented runners of this, and hope you guys enjoyed my commentary. Sorry I didn't know too much about the game. I joined this commentary in a little bit short notice, but had some...
No, it was fantastic. We would have like overshoot the estimate by far if we had to commentate on our own, for sure.
Yeah, it's tough, but yeah, thank you again to the marathon. My name's Andrew AJT. Definitely check out these runners' channels as well, and thanks again for the marathon for hosting us.
Yes, Katze. Pretty much, yes. He would have won if Bowser didn't fall down on the third throw for him.